Hello and welcome back. Today is day 11. I look a little different today because my arm, ouch, is in a sling. You know, life happens. I fell off a horse and have what's called a separated shoulder. You can probably see the lump here. I have surgery scheduled for a few days from now, but the show goes on because I have to film and I want to make sure that we get this 14 days of sunscreen wrapped up. I want to do every single day, including the final wrap-up video. So I'm here filming with my one hand, and I hope you can understand if it's a little awkward, that's why. But yeah, the show, like I said, must go on. But today I am excited because day 11, I waited to share this one with you guys. A lot of you have probably already heard of it, probably already tried it. If you haven't, definitely stay tuned because this is a good one. This is the SKIN1004 Madagascar Centella Hyalu-Cica blah, 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 blah. It's a good sunscreen. So with that said, if you have not already subscribed, please do it for the arm, do it for the shoulder, do it for me, whatever. Like this video if you are enjoying 14 days of sunscreen, and we will get into it right now. Alright guys, so this is going to be a little interesting because like I said, I only have one arm that's operating. So I am going to be doing pretty much everything I always do. You just may not be able to see it because I'm going to have to put my little 1/4 teaspoon on my desk and then pump the sunscreen into it. But you know, I'll show you how much I'm using, and then of course I will be applying it to my face, which won't really change. And yeah, let's just jump on in because I want to get the sunscreen on my face. Okay, so this is the 1/4 teaspoon, and this is recommended for your neck and your face. I'm going to zoom you in so you can see a little bit better, and then I'll talk through all the specs of it. This is a little hard because I'm just having to like place the sunscreen or the teaspoon on the table and then pick it up that way, but it's doable. So this is the SKIN1004, 1004, whatever it's called, Madagascar Centella Hyalu-Cica Water Fit Sun Serum. Like I said, these names just get crazier and crazier, and I do not love when they do that. I got this one off of YesStyle. They also sell it in other places, but like I've said in many other videos, just recommend that you get it off of an actual authorized retailer, whatever, just because there are so many fakes out there and I don't want you getting a fake one. This one retails for about $9 and change, so very, very cheap. It's on sale on YesStyle, which it's pretty much always, but even if it's not on sale, it's supposed to retail for about $14, so not expensive at all. It is 50 milliliters or 1.7 fluid ounces, which is pretty much a standard amount. And what they say about this one is that it's SPF 50+, PA4+, and an organic sunscreen that is made with the golden ratio of hyaluronic acid and Centella asiatica to smooth and hydrate your skin. So definitely going to get a lot of hydration out of this one. This one is going to be another one of those great skin, like glass skin type looking sunscreens. There's no white cast. It is organic or otherwise known as a chemical sunscreen. So you shouldn't have a white cast on any skin tone, but I always like to call that out as well. This one, it doesn't really have a scent in my opinion, and I don't find that it's ever irritating, even when I do have a little bit more sensitized skin. I've also heard from a few people who do have pretty sensitive skin, and this one does not irritate their skin. Now, I always like to mention the eye sting because unfortunately it's not one of those things that carries across all people. So my experience not having eye sting from it may not be yours, unfortunately. But that said, most Korean and Japanese sunscreens, they just have more elegant and newer filters that tend to not irritate your eyes. A lot of the older filters like avobenzone, octisalate, octocrylene, those are the ones that American sunscreens tend to use, and they can be quite irritating, especially at higher percentages. But this one, I've never had that issue. As far as the finish that you get from it, it definitely has a little bit of a glow. I wouldn't say this is the most glowy, and that's kind of why I like it. I feel like it really works for different skin types because if you do have more drier skin, it's going to work for you and you can layer it underneath your moisturizer. But for someone like me who has more normal kind of combo skin, it works just fine. I don't need any extra moistures. I can do a vitamin C serum and be very, very glowy, but I don't feel like it's one of those things that is aggressively glowy. And if I put a little bit of powder or makeup on over top, it kind of tones it down, so it's not too bad. I also like that the fact that it's not greasy. Right now my skin feels like it's got a little bit of product on it, but it's going to sink in throughout the day, especially after, like, give it an hour or so. I mean, you don't even need to wait an hour, but after, you know, some amount of time, you're really not going to feel like you have anything on your face. So for me, it is absolutely one of my go-tos that I reach for. I can put it under makeup. I can put it on its own. I was gonna say over makeup. That's not really what I was gonna say. But on its own, obviously, like, I don't look crazy. I can walk out of the house like this. Now, the one thing that I wish it had was, I wish it was a little bit, not a little bit, I wish it was waterproof. So, you know, I have reviewed a few of the sunscreens. I think most of the ones that were waterproof were actually Japanese. That's not to say that there are no Korean ones that are waterproof, but this one, you know, if this was waterproof, this would be such a wonderful sunscreen if it was waterproof, but it's not. And, you know, it's one of those things where it's a good everyday sunscreen if you're just kind of going about your daily life. So I feel like, again, those sunscreens that I've reviewed that are pretty close to perfect, I just don't have a lot of notes on. It's one of those things where it's a lot easier to critique something that's bad and give, like, the list of reasons why I don't like it, versus something like this where it's just like, goes on easily, doesn't sting, doesn't irritate, has high protection, is affordable. Like, what more could you want? And like I said, I really do think this is going to work for a lot of different skin types. Obviously all skin tones. So it's about as close to perfect as they get these days. So with that said, I have filmed my first video in a sling, and I hope you guys enjoyed it because this is a good one. Be sure to add it to your cart if you are kind of thinking of adding some sunscreens to your repertoire. This one, chef's kiss for this one for sure. So with that said, I will leave you here, and I will only be able to wave with one hand, but I will see you tomorrow on day 12. Bye!